Mid-season finale! Only 9 episodes in and a lot of shit has happened. Not shit as in bad stuff, shit as in, whoa, yeah. I would have made this yesterday, but, firstly, I was in my pyjamas all day, and secondly, I wasn't going to get out of my pyjamas all day because I was depressed, because of this episode. This episode killed me. I would have been probably crying if I'd done this review yesterday. You know, I haven't fully recovered from it in honesty, but I think I'll be more sane today. So I haven't actually written anything down because I was focusing on the episodes so much. So if I completely ramble and talk about nothing in particular, then you'll know why. It's because I haven't really planned this thing. So the episode starts when a glee club, like a religious glee club, goes driving up to a bar, a bit of a bike bar, and basically it turns out they're all angels and they all kill each other. Actually, the glee club killed the biker angels, which is kind of sad because, you know, killing's not nice. And so much happens in the space of 40 minutes. It's pretty incredible. We find out that Sam is not possessed by Ezekiel. He's actually possessed by an angel called Gadriel, who was supposed to be watching over the Garden of Eden, and basically screwed up. So he was imprisoned, and when Metatron, when the spell happened, all the angels fell, even the imprisoned angels fell. And it said that apparently he's also known as Satan, sometimes, so that's a bit worrying. But basically, we find out that obviously Ezekiel is not Ezekiel. Ezekiel lied. Castiel helping out on the FBI case, and getting his mojo back, which I didn't really expect. When he was being tortured, I just thought he was going to either help that angel get what he wanted, or I thought he was just going to kill them and run out and kill everybody. But then I wasn't really sure because obviously he's a human, so he wouldn't be so, and he is injured. So yeah, I wasn't actually expecting the Grace to come back, even though it's not his Grace. But I'm happy he's an angel again, and I hope we see some wings. But yeah, I'm just happy that he's an angel. But I'm sad. I'm also really sad because I liked him as a human. I like seeing him just being a human, and then he is an angel again. But like he said he has to be prepared, and so to be prepared, he has to be an angel. We also see that Cass really cares about Sam because, obviously, because he finds out about Ezekiel, the real Ezekiel, that when the angels fell, he was one of the angels that died, and so Cass is like, uh-oh, hang on a second. And he looks pretty damn worried when he finds that out. He doesn't actually know that Sam was possessed at this point. He only knew that Ezekiel healed him. So, you know, he probably doesn't realise the extent of what's going on, but it's still like, oh, well, this angel has lied. Obviously. The end of the episode is the bit that really, really made me cry. I did cry at a lot, and I will go into that more in the Did I Cry section. But, so, this is hard. I can't do this. So, Dean finds out that Ezekiel is not Ezekiel, and so he needs to talk to Sam without Ezekiel hearing. So, he gets Kevin to make a spell to sort of, you know, put the angel on downtime for a bit. And unfortunately, Gadriel heard this, and so fucked about with the spell, and then I don't like this. I've taken about 5 minutes to describe what's happening in the episode. I haven't even said about my opinions yet. And I keep yawning, it's not nice. So, Dean says, to Sam, you know, you were pretty damn messed up, and I didn't know what to do. So yeah, you have this angel in you. Sam isn't happy, but you know, he carries on. And then he goes out, and he's possessed, and Gadriel is taken over, and he goes to Kevin, and Kevin has no idea that Sam is possessed by Gadriel. And Gadriel was told he has to neutralize one of the biggest threats, and was given a piece of paper. And that piece of paper said Kevin Tran, and it's raining. And he puts his hand on Kevin's forehead, and Kevin's dead. This is really hard right now. So yeah, that's basically it. I did miss out a whole crap load of stuff that happened, but I'm suffering. So what did I like? Basically, I liked Cass in this episode, because he was a bit badass. And the whole thing about Cass is back in town, and getting the beers, and Cass being drunk is just adorable. And, you know, I love Cass, and I love when little moments like this happen. And I also just really, I just liked sort of the little relationship between Sam and Cass in this episode. Not romantic, just saying. Like, Sam and Cass. It's just, you really notice that, you know, Dean's always just like, really, did he just say that? I'm really embarrassed right now. I'm really embarrassed to be near you. Not to that extent. But then when you see Sam, Sam's just like, this thing is a cute thing, and I want to keep this thing because this thing is cute. And, you know, I just think it's adorable. And Cass really does care for Sam. And I think it really annoys me when some Destiel shippers say that Sam is in the way of Destiel, and that Cass doesn't care about Sam, and Sam doesn't care about Cass. Because they really do. Because when you see about Cass realising that Ezekiel's dead and it wasn't him that healed Sam, you can see the worry on his face. So yeah. Oh, I liked a lot, but I really can't think of any. And that's only because the whole episode was just dominated by the horrible stuff. Not horrible as in, I have to clarify this every time. Not horrible as in, you writers suck. Writers do not suck. Writers are good. But it's just the scenes make me sad, and that's why I say they're low. I really liked Jensen and Jared's performance in this thing. Jared is fucking incredible. You know, if I had awards, I would throw them at his face. Not his face, I would just throw them at him. And the same as Jensen, too. But for different reasons. Like, Jared can play anything. Like, he does the Gadriel to Sam so easily, and the Gadriel is so different to Sam. And the Gadriel is really different to Lucifer, whatever you call him. And he just plays everything so different, you can really tell. And it's just amazing. And, and then Jensen, just a little bit at the end, where you really can see that Dean is alone. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm really bad at explaining things. And I'm still sad from this episode. Yeah, they're the main things I really liked about this episode. And I really don't want the bits I didn't like to go on forever, but they might do, I'm sorry. The low points. Things that make me sad, really. Cass being tortured is one. And finding out that Ezekiel isn't who he said he was. Though most of us knew it was coming, most of us did not trust this angel. But in a way, I'm kind of glad it wasn't Lucifer. But then in a way, I'm sad it's not Lucifer, because that would have been interesting. So it's really, I don't know, I really like what they did with it, and I like that it was what we expected, in a way. Because I think if it would, although people say they don't like it when it's predictable, let's be honest here. If Ezekiel turned out to be a really nice guy and was just genuinely doing what he was meant to, be a bit more boring, really. I mean, yeah, they could do other things with it where, you know, so maybe he has to leave Sam because of the angel threat or something like that. That would be interesting too, but I think it's more interesting they've done it this way. And yeah, seeing Sam killing Kevin is very sad. Knowing that the last thing Kevin saw was Sam and thinking that Sam was not possessed makes me sad. And thinking that the last thing that Sam probably saw was killing Kevin. It's up there with Swan Song. Swan Song is a crazy, crazy sad episode. After this one, that is the episode that I cried most at. I didn't think I would cry one more, but I did. And there's just so much that made me sad. The fact that we just don't know. Like, so Gadriel said, "I've played him convincingly," but what he could mean, "I've been playing Sam since you've said you've got an angel in you," which is, you know, good portrayal in itself. Well done. Or he could mean, "I have been playing him this whole time. I am a really good actor. Give me an Oscar right now because I have played Sam all this time and you did not suspect. Oh my god, booyah!" We don't know, and that's what I don't like. I'm scared. I do not know. Where is Sam? Has he been ejected from his own body? Is he locked inside his own body watching Gadriel fuck shit up? We don't know. And I know that obviously if we had it all handed onto a plate, like, right, this has happened. This is where Sam is. This is how long he's played Sam. This is this. Obviously then we'd be like, oh, okay. So the mystery of it is good. It just, the fact that I have to wait a long time to find out. That's another low point. No more Supernatural until January the 14th. And I'm very, very sad. Time for Silly Question of the Year. Did I cry in this episode? Yes! Yes, I frickin' did! I cried a lot in this episode. This episode is heartbreaking and very, very sad. I mean, Kevin is dead. Sam is gone. Dean alone! I think there was 6 words, apart from the is not nice. I'm shaking the table. I'm just so sad. And it really did make me sad for the rest of the day. And it did that. I'm not the only one. So yeah. I cried. I cried when Cass was being tortured and said, "Give me a slow death." I was like, "No, Cass, no!" And then, basically, from when Sam found out, if it was Sam, when Sam found out that he had an angel in him, and he punched Dean, and he was very sad. And I was sad about that. I think I'm really thick, though, because I think some people did realise that wasn't Sam. I didn't. I just thought it was Sam punching Dean in the face. And then I basically just cried till the end of the episode and about 10-20 minutes afterwards. And then I was sad for the rest of the day. Thanks, Supernatural! The star of the show is a very difficult one this time. And yes, Jensen, I love you. And yes, I'm slightly biased because Jared is like, I love him a lot. Like, if I had to pick one, it'd be Jared. But Jared is the star of the show. I mean, Jensen is a very, very close second. It's just that Jared, it's just the way he did the angel and the way he did Sam, and just how they mixed and how the transitions were like boom, and you could tell, and you know how quickly he suddenly like snaps out of it and stuff. It's pretty darn incredible. Well done, Jared. You get awards. So do you, Jensen. And so do you, Misha, though it makes me sad that you get tortured in, like, every episode you're in. Star rating, 10 out of 5. Why? Because although I keep saying how much it made me cry and how much it made me sad and all this stuff, that doesn't mean it was a bad episode. It was actually a really, really, really good episode. Like, this is the kind of Supernatural I like, when you finish watching either crying or just like, Most season finales do this, and this is only a mid-season finale, so I'm kind of worried about what's going to happen in the complete season finale. You know, I don't think I've ever watched one of the Supernatural season finales and not gone, shit, man. Swan Song, Lucifer Rising, and Sacrifice spring to mind. Also, actually, most of them. I'm also forgetting No Rest for the Wicked, and I can't remember the last episode of season 6, but that one's pretty good because that's got Cass going, "I'm your new god," and it's like, oh no. And then the end of season 7 too. So basically, they're all freaking good. But yeah, so 10 out of 5 because that was pretty epic. What am I looking forward to next time? Well, hopefully the wait won't be too long. I mean, I know when it's coming back, but hopefully the time will go reasonably quickly, but not too quickly because it's Christmas. Happy Christmas! So I am just hoping that Sam comes back. I mean, he will come back in some sense. And I hope they don't hurt him too much. And I hope Dean's okay. And I'm just generally looking forward to seeing what's happening next. And that Cass has got a trench coat back. It's not the trench coat, but it's a trench coat. That's enough for me. Though it does make me sad that it's not the trench coat. And yeah, and they've got Crowley back, and there's no more Kevin. And I'm really excited to see how Jared plays out Gadriel, and just what happens with Gadriel generally, and Metatron. Can someone please just like punch him in the face? Because he said no more stupid angels. You're a stupid angel, Metatron. You're stupid. But yeah, okay. This is probably the longest review I've ever done, and it's really dark because it's really dark outside and I wasn't putting the light on. So I hope you enjoyed this review, and that's all for reviews from me until January the 14th. I'll be doing just random videos, like, in the meantime. But yeah, things to look forward to this month. Doctor Who. Jared and Genevieve Padalecki's baby is due this month. I don't know when, but this month, and it'll be pretty exciting. Their baby's going to be adorable. Thomas is adorable, and that's the proof. I'll be 18! 9 days after Christmas! That's crazy. It's not actually in December, but that counts. Yeah. I'll be 18 when Supernatural comes back on. It'll be 2014 when Supernatural comes back on. I'll be really a lot closer to my exams when Supernatural comes back on.